Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Live here, and it's also, it's not just me, it's Mr. Xeon, Mr. Sleepy Xeon.
The best part of waking up is a direct in your cup. Sorry, I did just wake up. I'm so sorry.
That's a reference for the Americans. And also, not an American, famously, Mr. John.
I can't hit those notes. Please don't expect me to hit those notes. Xeon, that's impressive, man.
John, I can't hit those notes either. It's okay.
Anyone would think you'd been in a band or something, Xeon.
Oh,
Anyway,
no.
yes, Nintendo have just announced the most surprising of all things, a Nintendo Direct is happening at the time of recording tomorrow, the 23rd of September at 11 p.m. UK time, and some other times in other places in the world, but they don't affect me, so I haven't saved them to my progress.
Google them.
So guys, quick question. So I, as Alex already stated, I just woke up. I actually have not looked at like Twitter or anything like that. How long is this direct going to be, and does it revolve around anything in specific?
Imagine, if you will, a direct lasting 4 minutes, and then imagine 10 of those in succession.
And by the way, for reference, the E3 Direct was 40 minutes, so this is the exact same length as that.
That must mean that all the games at E3 are gonna be in this one as well.
Potentially. They also say they're focusing on games launching in winter, but that's just the focus. There may be stuff coming outside of that date. But winter, when I think winter, I think December when I think winter. But I guess that's when winter starts. It goes on until the early months of 2022 as well.
Yeah, it's a minority of winter is December.
Yeah.
But yes, so I haven't actually said what we're doing. If it wasn't obvious, we're going to be talking about our predictions and things like that. And I'd like to open things up, if I may, with something stupid. ARMS 2, baby!
I don't think that's that stupid. I mean, ARMS did sell pretty well for what it was. The Mario Kart team, we don't know what they're doing. I think ARMS 2 is actually a really likely thing.
I mean, it's not that stupid, but I did promise I'd put it in this. Hi, Paul.
I feel like if Alex doesn't call it stupid, then I feel like I'm not going to be able to have the time to actually frame what I'm trying to say here.
Are you suggesting if I say it's stupid, it will happen? And that
Yes.
if I say it's not likely to happen, it will?
Yes.
Well, in that
Yes.
case, it's not likely to happen in the slightest. There we go, guaranteed.
I really hope it happens though, and it does make complete sense. You're right. Like, it sold well. Like, they already have the bones for an ARMS 2. There's so much they could play
Which
around
is
with.
ironic,
Like,
considering their arms don't
oh
have
no,
bones.
they're like snakes. You're totally
I mean,
right.
snakes have bones.
Do they? Yeah. Hey, when's the last time I went to school? When's the last time I cut open a snake?
This isn't a biology chat.
Yeah.
This is about video games.
Oh, John, you're disappointing me.
Snakes make it look like they don't have bones, okay? They just got lots of muscles.
They've got more bones than something without bones.
Well, if this was Jeopardy, I would have lost. Very bad.
Speaking of Jeopardy, there's talk of a new controller. In fact, there's all this thing with the FCC and stuff like that. You know, Nintendo's got a new sort of file for them. I don't fully understand how that side of the world works, but, you know, people are saying, this means they're working on a new controller, and I'm inclined to believe them. And considering that I think some sort of, like, specific short-term non-disclosure agreement with the FCC is coming to an end on Friday regarding it, we're probably going to see it tomorrow, I reckon.
Probably. And the actual file name is very, very close to the Super Nintendo controller, the Bluetooth. What is it Bluetooth? Yeah, it's a wireless one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's really similar to that. I think it's the one after that. So it's most likely going to be probably another Nintendo Switch Online controller.
I'd like it to be like a Game Boy with no guts.
So are we going to slide this onto our Switch? Like, is it going to latch onto the side?
I don't know how it's going to work, but damn it, we'll make it work.
That would be cool, though.
Maybe it, like, clasps onto the side. Like, it switches. I don't know how you would do. Maybe you would switch it into both sides. It would be one big connecting piece. And then it would flip down over the Switch like a magnifying lens or some trashy Game Boy accessory, but then it would sit, the controls would sit down in below the screen, and then it'd really feel like the biggest weird Game Boy you've ever seen in your life.
That sounds tremendously awful, and I love it.
It does.
We are tapping on a grander point, because Game Boy Online hasn't been confirmed. There's a lot of rumors, and there's also whispers of there being more platforms potentially coming. So, do we think it's just Game Boy coming tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not wanting to get anyone's hopes up, basically.
So I will say that it does seem weird that Nintendo would make a Game Boy style controller, because I don't really know, like I just don't understand how that would work really, beyond like the thing that I just suggested, and that idea was complete trash. So I and not saying I can only think of I'm the one that can think of good ideas for that, but maybe it is something else, maybe it is Nintendo 64 finally, and because I mean, it's not like N64 is completely out of the question either. They've done plenty with it on the Virtual Console over the years, and it does just seem like a matter of time for that console to join the NSO roster, especially the fact that we can't buy Super Mario 3D All-Stars digitally anymore.
Yeah.
Come on, Nintendo.
I think you're right.
I really want to see if they do Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo 64, even if it's not tomorrow, but if they do it eventually and they release a controller, I want to know what they're going to do with it, because are they going to stick to the original three-prong design, which is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of love for the N64 controller, but it's a weird old thing, and are they really going to want to be like, hey, buy this controller, it's enormous, I hope you've got 3 hands.
I'd be disappointed if they didn't. I mean, that's just the authenticity of the N64.
I know what you mean. It's sort of, I'll be, sort of a little bit confused and a bit disappointed if they don't update it to be a little bit more usable. But at the same time, if it's not exactly the same and just Bluetooth, I'm going to be even more disappointed.
Yeah. And I don't think it's just going to be Game Boy. They've been saying for over a year now that they're going to add more value to Switch Online. And they've been doing that with like Tetris 99 and Pac-Man 99 and Mario 35 for like a few months. But I don't feel like adding Game Boy is going to make anyone go, oh, I've got to get Switch Online. Because if we're honest, we don't pay for Switch Online to play NES and Super Nintendo games. They're the bonus that we get for paying for that online paywall. And maybe if there were Game Boy and N64 and like TurboGrafx or whatever, I think then maybe you'd be like, maybe I do want to pay for these games rather than just the paywall.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that we see, well, it's good for these other companies, but PlayStation, Xbox is constantly rewarding their users with new things every month. And I know we do get game trials here and there. Like I think the current one or the one coming up is for Story of Seasons, not Friends of Mineral Town, but Pioneers of Olive Town. And Nintendo's been doing a good job of putting out these trials out there. But I think maybe for me, I never feel the effects of them, because I pretty much like have a majority of whatever the games of the trials that they're putting out there. But I don't know, maybe other people are taking advantage of those trials and then maybe buying the games or just enjoying them for a short period of time. I don't know, but you're right. It feels like Nintendo really needs to do something with NSO, and this maybe it is finally time.
Yeah, and think about N64 Online too. I mean, Game Boy Online, sure there's some stuff that you can do multiplayer, but N64 online Mario Party, online Pokemon Stadium minigames, online F-Zero X.
Online Mario Kart 64 and Diddy Kong Racing.
I was going to answer that for you, Alex, in case if I could have beaten you to the punch. It was just Diddy Kong Racing online.
Online Banjo-Kazooie with Bottless Revenge reintroduced.
We'll take it. We'll take anything we can.
While we're on the subject of things that aren't going to happen, Xeon, what ludicrous game would you like to see tomorrow? I mean, can be a prediction, could just be something you're like, oh, I really, really hope that sausage is frying up in Nintendo's pan.
So, this is I just woke up, so I really haven't had time to brew this. But the thing, and I swear I'm gonna stop saying that I'm tired. But so I've been playing through Mother 3. I have a Japanese copy. I have a fan translation. The fan translation is excellent.
Here we go.
And
I was gonna say, this comes up, I think, every time we talk about something that Nintendo might be doing.
It's unfortunate, but I finally, I get it. I understand kind of why Nintendo hasn't released the game in the US here. But I think the majority of the people that are going to want to play the game are going to be adults like us. There are going to be some young ones too, of course. But Grand Theft Auto already exists, and I know there's plenty of reason that Nintendo's scared to release it. But just find a way to get it to the general public, because this game is so good. There's so many just beautiful things about it. The story is structured so well, and I just I don't want it to end. And it's sometimes it's really hard for me to make it through RPGs, but it's like up there for me. And I don't know if I think part of it is the fan translation is so well done, or trying to release it with a T rating or whatever. They've just translated it and put in their own oomph to it, and it's just a great time. And I would love love to see Nintendo like acknowledge this game and make it happen somehow, so that way people don't have to jump through hoops to actually play it. Because yeah, but I also have a Lucas amiibo on my desk, so I think that's probably why I looked down and saw that and was like, oh yeah. But yeah, just Mother 3 come out someday.
You spoiled my joke. I was gonna say, next you're gonna be asking for Mother 3 representation in Smash.
I am fully with you though, Xeon, and something that's really weird too is Mother and Earthbound isn't on Switch in any capacity. And the reason that's weird is, like, since the Wii U, they've been really up about releasing Earthbound. When it came to the Wii U, it came to new 3DS when it got the Super Nintendo games, it came to the Super Nintendo Classic, but neither Mother 1, Mother 2, or any localizations are on Famicom Online or Super Nintendo Online. And that's really strange.
Suggests they might maybe be cooking up something with all three.
That's
They've
what I'm
got
thinking.
the bones of Earthbound Beginnings. Yeah.
I really hope so.
Sorry, I should have just let you continue talking.
No, that's good. I think that is definitely a good mindset to have, and maybe they are planning maybe some kind of collection or even remakes of the entire set.
Maybe.
I really hope Nintendo isn't punishing us for continuously asking for Mother 3, and that's why we haven't gotten Beginnings and Earthbound on Switch yet. They're just like, yeah, well, you're not happy with what we gave you the first time, so you know what?
You didn't buy a Wii U. You get nothing.
Can you imagine though, like Grezzo remaking the Earthbound games in the clay style?
Don't. You're gonna make me cry, John.
Alex, it's okay. I was already just like almost tearing up over here just talking about Mother 3, so it's
got a single tear.
Yeah, man. It's just Nintendo, just figure it out. Just please. If someone's listening, just do it.
Do we think the next Smash Fighter is going to be announced in this Direct? Because I think the answer is probably yes, and I don't want to hang around on this too long, because it could in theory be its own video, which would become redundant in a few hours, if they do go ahead with it. But if they do, if the new Smash Fighter, we all get one pick, not necessarily who we want, but who we think it's going to be. John.
We said Drago last time. I don't want to stick by that because that's already out there. So I'm saying a Yumi Tachibana from Famicom Detective Club.
That's
she was meant to be in Melee.
Card.
Sakurai wanted to have her in there, but the only reason she wasn't was because of the lack of a global representation. And now we have that. This is now a global franchise. This is now a mega blockbuster.
You know what? I think the internet will be thrilled with that as the final.
I don't know how she would play, but apparently Sakurai had some kind of idea back in Melee, so why not?
I'm glad you're around, John. You don't change.
Xeon?
I think Crash Bandicoot is just like the perfect pick. Like he needs to be in Smash. I'm not even a big PlayStation guy or even Crash, but just having Sonic and Mario and Crash all fight against each other. You have Mega Man, you have all these other characters that you can throw in on top for a 4-person battle, and it's just chef's kiss. I feel like that belongs. I feel like he belongs in the game. So, but I also kind of feel like Nintendo might not announce the character tomorrow, but might announce a date that they're going to reveal the character on, because I feel like it's such a
that's a possibility. Yeah,
like it's going to be such a momentous occasion, just a big deal, you know, that they won't want to stack it in with everything else, but who knows. But that's where
because Kazuya's presentation was back in June. I think Sakurai said it would be a while into the next character. And I guess it's been 3 months. Does that count as a while?
Yes.
Sure. What about you, Alex?
Can I be really obvious and just say Waluigi?
You can.
I want it to be the same reveal that we had for King K. Rool and Banjo-Kazooie, but with Waluigi at the end instead. Or like, you know, but again, maybe it's like twisted on its head, so it's, you know, I don't know, but, you know, something along those lines, a bait and switch, or a bait and switch and a double bluff, or a triple bluff, or something like that, you know, really just, I think it would be kind of just all the memes, it all comes down to this, the final character, and I know a lot of people, if it does happen, are just going to sigh and go, really? You've really wasted, in inverted commas, the final slot on that.
Over a Yumi?
And I
Come on, Sakurai.
I think that'd be worth it.
If he's got his golf costume in there, then I'm satisfied.
Oh, he has to at this point,
If
right?
not, I'm gonna freak out.
Nintendo would never do this, but I really wish that kind of like following that idea that you had of like just doing the silhouette thing, and like leading the player like in a different direction and then showing off Waluigi. It'd be great if they showed like the silhouette of Sora and like other characters that people like really, really, really want, and then just being like, it's Waluigi, everybody.
Too bad, Waluigi time. Classic.
It'd be a good prank.
Okay, so right, change up the pace a little bit. Xeon, name 4 games you think are going to be featured tomorrow in any form. Go.
Metroid Dread.
Easy.
I feel like No More Heroes 3. Maybe something in there. I know. We'll get there. Oh my gosh. Breath of the Wild 2 because I hate myself. And none of the Pokemon games. Does that count?
Yeah, sure.
It's a prediction.
Cool.
John, 4 games, go.
Okay, remakes of Fire Emblem, the Geology of the Holy War, the Fire Emblem 4, the Super Famicom
Jesus,
thing.
that came out of nowhere.
Which ones?
Fire Emblem 4. Then we've got Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, and Donkey Kong coming to Monkey Ball.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool, actually.
Oh, please.
That's
yes.
pretty cool.
Gosh.
Okay, I'm going to list 4 now and try and think of some because you've taken up a lot of them. You've already said Metroid Dread, so I can't have that one. I think they're going to mention WarioWare. I genuinely think they're going to mention WarioWare in some form, even though it's already been revealed and everything. I think they're going to talk about Big Brain Academy more as well. I think they're going to mention... That's not a game, but I think they're going to talk about the OLED because that's on the horizon. And... Mario Party Superstars, because that one's a really obvious one.
And Alex, I think our grandmas probably would call an OLED a game, so I think that's fine.
Oh, lordy Lou. So, Xeon, what were yours?
He's got to remember them now.
Shoot, I love this game. This is great.
You said Dread.
Oh yeah,
you
I
said
did.
Dread.
Yeah, Dread.
I'd be amazed if they didn't
Right,
include it, to
yeah.
be honest.
They've shown so many trailers. I got an email like last week or the week before that was like, oh, check out the new Metroid Dread email or trailer. And I was like, no, get it out of my inbox. I don't want to see any of that. And
you got an email about an email. I'd love that.
If Dread's in here, I'm going to close my eyes the entire time. They've already shown so many trailers, I do not want to know anymore.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? What was next on your list? We should have written these down.
Yeah, No More Heroes 3.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I'm almost done with No More Heroes 3, and I feel like some DLC might be it might be a relevant time to announce some DLC and also just be like, hey, No More Heroes 3 came out. And so DLC would be the thing for me. I don't want to talk about what it could be because I'm also not done with the game, so I don't know for sure where it would go. But I feel like there's some DLC cooking for this game.
Play as Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, please. I
it.
don't know, guys.
You would, John.
I don't know.
What was next?
Breath of the Wild 2. Nintendo said
yeah.
it's only going to be games coming this winter. Psh, that's garbage. That's a lie.
They say that all the
They
time.
just said winter, though. They didn't say what year.
You're right. That's good.
They do say this all the time, though. I'm pretty sure when Splatoon 3 was announced, they were like 2021 games, and then there's this 2022 game with no actual date in there.
Yeah, quite a lot of them, in fact.
That's a good. They consistently are liars in this case. If it's fair to call them liars.
They say they focus on these games, but whenever you take a photograph, yes, whatever's in focus is at the forefront. But the background is often a majority of what's on offer. It's just not as clear. That analogy made slightly more sense in my head.
I got the impression that Breath of the Wild 2 still looks kind of early. And they only showed it 3 months ago, and they were very, very selective of what they showed. And I think maybe it's too early to show it again.
Yeah,
I'll be happily surprised if they do, though.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'd love for them to show it, but I'm just not expecting it.
Yeah, I suppose they did give us enough to talk about in the last trailer, so that'd be fine. But guys, I have a problem. I don't remember what the last game was that I said at all. No, it's gone. Do you guys remember at all?
It was an already announced one, I believe. Let me see what's coming up. Maybe it'll trigger.
I really have no idea. It's complete.
Pokemon. It was both
no
Pokemon won't be featured. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. Now I know that Diamond and Pearl are coming out in November, but I feel like Nintendo you guys have kind of made me realize that Nintendo doesn't always like to talk about Pokemon games in their directs because they like to do other things.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get a Pokemon Direct Presents or whatever in October or November, something like that.
Yeah, Pokemon like to do their own thing, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, so what about, is John go next now? Because John went second, right?
Sure.
John's turn.
So
Was Fire Emblem?
my first one, I think, was Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, which was a Super Famicom game that never got
You
localized.
could honestly just be making that up and I'd believe you.
Yeah, sure.
So we got Fire Emblem Remake on the DS, that was Shadow Dragon. Then we got Echo Shadows of Valentia, which was Gaiden.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm skipping over 3, I suppose, by saying 4. But I know that 4 is a highly demanded one. I'm not an expert in this field, but I really liked Shadows of Valentia. I think there's a lot you can do with sort of reinterpreting the older games in a newer style. And I'd be game for this. This is something that could happen. We got 3 houses in, was it 2019 or 2018?
I think it was 2018. I might be wrong about that, but
I think it was 2019, actually.
Maybe we should have checked, but Intelligent Systems collaborated with Koei Tecmo for that. And I wonder if Koei Tecmo are handling one side of Fire Emblem, whereas Intelligent Systems are handling like remakes or something. So maybe it's time. Maybe something's ready.
I could completely see that, to be honest. Sort of, I need to get back into Fire Emblem. I used to quite like it, and then I just kind of fell out of favor with it, and so the idea of a remake of the game you mentioned, it doesn't fill me with excitement, but I feel like maybe I should get more excited over it, as long as the fighter isn't in Smash.
I mean, we haven't had one this pick
We've
yet.
just cursed ourselves.
Yep. So why not?
What was number 2, Mr. John?
I forget the order, but I think it was Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm confident in this one, because most of 2017's big games are getting sequels. Like, we know Breath of the Wild 2, we know Splatoon 3, we know Mario plus Rabbids 2, we know ARMS 2, of course, is happening. So I think just development-wise, it makes sense. It's been quite a long time since 2 now. And Monolith Soft made Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on a very, very short staff. It's like 40 members of staff for most of the project. So their resource management's crazy. And I think it's time for 3. And in fact, I'm so confident that if 3 isn't in this direct, then I'm going to make a deep dive into DKC 3. That's how confident I am.
Good lord. We haven't made any bets this time.
That's dangerous business.
I know nothing, by the way. This might not happen.
What about your number 3?
My number 3 was a simple one, Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, which was announced in a Dragon Quest stream a while back. But they didn't announce platforms, and they didn't announce a date. So I think it's time to date that and say, hey, it's coming to Switch.
Whoa! Yeah, that sounds like
that's a crazy one.
That sounds like a shoo-in, honestly.
Yeah.
What if they pull a real Square Enix and they just announce that it's just coming to PC?
Just PC and mobile.
Yeah, I was going to say, and mobile.
It looks so good, though. Hopefully that gets dated. Hopefully it's coming soon. That is a bit of a shoo-in. But so maybe I'll list another one. But my next one was Donkey Kong coming to Monkey Ball. And we've played Monkey Ball. We know Donkey Kong isn't in Monkey Ball. But we also know that they're not shy of doing DLC. And what better Nintendo character to bring to Monkey Ball than a monkey or an ape on his 40th birthday?
I was about to correct
I corrected myself. I knew something was coming.
Oh, I went into a deep dive as to what kind of monkey II is, and I still don't really know. But they keep saying he's a monkey, and they've referred to other characters as apes. So he's definitely not an ape, despite his very short, stubby tail.
You need to get Sega on the line.
Mr. Sega of Sega.
Dragon Quest was a shoo-in, so I'll also say 3D Kirby. I feel like it's time for that. I'm going to call it Kirby and the Legacy of the Golden Bush.
That sounds almost rude.
The Golden Bush?
But no, Kirby really needs to shake things up. I think we've talked about this before, but Star Allies was fine. People enjoyed it. I'm glad for them. I want something new. I want a leap forward for Kirby. Something we haven't been experiencing for decades now. Just something new.
I would like that. I think that's all of John's, but this means it's time for Mr. Muggins here.
I guess so.
The first thing I said was WarioWare. I can't remember the order. But yeah, I just think they're going to show off WarioWare because they're just like, hey guys, we released this. Whoa. And that's all. I don't think there's going to be like any new announcement, but occasionally they do just include a game that they recently released and they're just like, hey guys, look out, we released this, look at it. Which is fine. I mean, yeah, I think it takes up time in a direct, but yeah, that's why I think it might be included.
It does seem prime for DLC though. Like here's a new character.
It does,
here's like more
yeah.
9-volt micro games.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, 9-volt games based on Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. We just turn off the console as quickly as possible. The second thing I mentioned, I believe, was the OLED, which again, I've gone for really dull picks, but they're the ones that in my head are the most likely to happen, and that was my criteria in my head. But yeah, I think they're just going to show off the OLED. I think they're going to be like, hey guys, oh look, oh the screen's all shiny and lovely. Look at it. Whoa, kickstand, baby. New dock with Ethernet. And I think that's just going to be it.
You know the trailers they do where they show like a full screen display and then it zooms out to show a Switch, you can barely see the screen anymore. I reckon instead of using the regular Switch, the OLED's going to be the new template for those trailers.
That's a blooming good point, actually. So, if they do have the OLED in that form, even if it's not as a feature, I'll have been right.
Sure, you can have that.
I will bet if nothing.
Wow.
Whoa, stakes are on the line here.
Alex, not to put you on the spot, but have you played Undertale yet?
Someone reminded me about it, but it just so happened to be during an exceptionally busy time, shall we say?
Sure.
And also, I don't think I designated a year.
Someone check the tape.
I probably did say the year now when I say it.
I did want to ask, though, if they do show an OLED, what game do you think they're going to show it off with again? Do you think it'll just be Metroid Dread again?
It's going to be Metroid. I mean, that's the poster child, really, isn't it? You know, they're coming out on the same day, I think. I'm pretty sure they are, yeah.
Yeah.
But the next thing I mentioned was Big Brain Academy, because they revealed this in a tweet press release, you know, just the old-fashioned way of doing things, and they had a trailer and everything, but I think they're going to be trying to push it a little bit more and sort of saying, hey, look, it's Big Brain Academy.
If I had kids, I would be pushing the new Big Brain on them all the time. Like, let's play this. Let's play this together. Like, John, I know your daughter's a little young, but you're never really too young to start learning, right?
I mean, this could replace school in theory. Why do I need to take her to somewhere every day when we can just play Big Brain Academy?
For 4.5 minutes a day.
I have good memories of the Wii version. I played this a lot with my partner back in the day. And I'm excited for this. I just don't know what more they can announce, though. Like, what's going to get us excited for Big Brain Academy?
Weird Game Boy controller support.
Yeah, I guess that would get us.
So what was your last pick, Alex? Because I cannot remember for the life of me.
I believe it was another really obvious one. I was not particularly adventurous. Mario Party Superstars. We know bits about it. I think we're gonna learn more. I think we're gonna learn, you know, just how, because they say like, hey, classic N64 boards. I think they're gonna show Mario Party Superstars. Why have they gone for that name? I don't understand it. They went from Super Mario Party to having Super afterwards.
This one's not Super.
Maybe the sequel will be called Super Mario Party Superstars.
It feels like the kind of game where there isn't that much more to announce. We know online's in there. We know there's over 100 mini-games. They've shown a bunch of them. I think, yeah, it's just kind of the boards you have to show now. I've got some quick save ones, actually, because we've had trademarks for Castlevania Advance Collection.
Oh, yeah.
And also Klonoa Encore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they'll probably see those, the 3 Castlevania Game Boy Advance games, and hopefully Klonoa 1 and 2, either remastered or remade in some capacity.
I saw your tweet about it where you put the discs in an improper manner.
Yeah. One thing I really want to see with that, actually, is that there are 2 Klonoa ones. There's Klonoa on the PlayStation and Klonoa on the Wii. And hopefully we get both, because they are very different interpretations of the same game.
Yeah, it feels like forever since we've gotten a Klonoa game. And honestly, I think it has been. All of the Klonoa games are super expensive now, and there's barely any way to play them digitally these days. So hopefully this is true. Hopefully it comes back.
Well, those are our predictions for the next Bloomin' Direct, baby. What are your predictions? Let us know what they are in the comment down below. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, why don't you predict what that subscribe button's going to do just a few hours before it happens? And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
Excite boats. Make it happen.
Can we get Silent Hill while we're at it, too?